what is the difference between tech and non-tech PM and data PM, and how can a non-tech PM, become can become PM or not, right? So there are differences between tech PM, non-tech PM, and data PM, and it is definitely possible for non-tech PM to become PM. In my team, there are a lot of PMs who are not from computer science, or who haven't done any, who haven't wrote a single line of code, and still they are PM they have become product managers, right? There is a path towards that, and we'll discuss that path as well, right? To summarize, or to tell you the difference between tech, non-tech, and data PM in terms of responsibilities, uh, uh, the competencies or the stakeholder management, the skill set that we talked about a while back, a little early, they are same. The core competencies remain same. The engagement with the stakeholders differs, right? So for example, a tech PM, he would be responsible for, tech heavy platforms. He would be responsible for APIs, right? So in that case, he would be interacting a lot with developers and with the QA team on a daily basis. And such PMs are, you would find such PMs mostly in SaaS industry, because you get the requirements from client, and you just have to, implement or automate whatever they have mentioned, right? And when it comes to non-tech PM is more of a client facing, or more of a business facing role, where and he has a technical product manager for his support, right? And he would be working on products, but not on platforms. It is very rare that a non-tech PM would be working on platforms, right? Who has very limited knowledge of tech. Then the data PM, the main, the skill set, the core competencies remain same, but his role is more towards, making sure that you are capturing the right data, and when you have captured the right data, how can you leverage that data, right? Now, how can you leverage that data is through machine learning models. You have to evaluate those models. A data PM is more towards evaluating those models, and his engagement is more with analytics and data scientists, a team of data scientists, right? So yeah, I think these are the core differences. Then there is one more distinction, one more type of product managers. So for example, there could be an internal PM, external PM, and there could be B2B PM. So internal PM is primarily for internal products, where the users are internal users, and external PMs are primarily B2C PMs. So for example, if you are a product manager for Google Maps, it is a B2C product, and a PM is he's an external PM there. He's a B2C PM. And B2B PM is more of a SaaS product management role, where a business is selling its product to other businesses, right? Yeah. So any questions till? Yes, Kamal.
Hi, this is Kamal.
Yes.
Actually, currently I am working as a product owner as one of the UK-based healthcare company, which is that totally B2C based product. But I would like to move into that B2B based product management area. What all are the challenges are there if the person is throughout working on that B2C and
Yeah,
try
so
to move into the B2B platform?
yeah, sure. So one of the challenges, in the B2B, one of your major stakeholder is the sales team. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to make sure that, the things that are coming from your sales team, or in case you have to educate your sales team about your features, it becomes a little difficult, because in B2C, there is no sales team, right?
Okay.
So that becomes a challenge. There is a different stakeholder altogether.
Yeah.
The other challenge is, in B2C, there is a lot of freedom available to you. You can, try a lot of things. You can experiment with a lot of things
Right.
on multiple users. But when it comes to B2B, your clients are limited, and right, and there are very tight deadlines. because when a sales team closes the deal with the client, there is always a timeline, a deadline, right?
Okay.
So you have to be very strong in project management part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, I'm from the business management background. I don't have much coding experience throughout my career of 10 years.
Mhm.
But what are the skills I should improve myself to become a B2B platform? Because B2B is many of the openings I can see in the market, they are totally looking for SaaS background people only.
Mhm.
So anything I would like to, I have to improve my enhancement skill or something from my side.
Sure, sure. So one thing I mentioned is the sales part. The other is the project
Yeah.
management part. The third thing that I would mention is your technical aptitude
Yeah.
when it comes to the engineering, right? So see, you don't have, you know, a bigger hand in B2B product management. You don't have a bigger hand when it comes to product vision, right? You
Okay.
are responsible for executing the product,
Hmm.
right? So in that case, your stakeholders, your primary stakeholders are engineering and design, right?
Okay.
So you have to be a little strong in your engineering side, right?
Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
way to do that is obviously you can read up on a lot of blogs, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Uh, but what I would like to tell you is, in your current role, just try to understand the systems, right? Try to ask the questions on the APIs,
Okay.
try to dive deeper into the technical part of your product,
Right. Yeah.
right? And try to ask questions like, why is it taking so much time? Why
Hmm.
do you think, you know, this feature is going to take 10 days, right? So the time is not important, but what you would hear from engineers is the flow, right? Why is it so complex, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And then you would, you know, discover yourself uh, the the technical part of your product.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. uh, Anyone else, any question?
Yes, Sanchita here.
Mm-hmm.
So overall, I have 5 years of experience in quality assurance. Mostly, my profile has been a blend of a business analysis and QA role. So I would like to, understand like how if I want to move into non-tech PM role, what
Mm-hmm.
exactly the things I should be aware of? Because I have worked on APIs technical part as well, but I have not kind of generated interest in that. So if
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to move to non-tech, so can you, explain with the in example how exactly would my profile get aligned to this part?
Yeah, sure. So there are three ways in which you can move to a PM role from, you know, any different role, which could be UX role or technical role or you know, data scientist role, right? So one is either you get a formal education. So for example, I mean, a lot of PMs, they go through MBAs and then they land a PM job. The other is you try to get a PM role in your company itself, right? So you move to an entry level PM role. The third is you take up some courses available, and then you take up a project uh, yourself. It could be your pet project, or you know, it could be freelancing, right? Basically, you need to show that you can become a product manager.
Okay, so my question here was like, for example, like you mentioned for technical PMs, it could be working upon the APIs part. So for non-technical PMs, what are the skills that is required actually?
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same skill set that is required, right? So basically, you need to be able to understand your customer through market research. You should be able to conduct market research. You should be able to understand the business, and you should be able to collaborate with multiple stakeholders. The skill set remains same, and you have to make sure that you are somehow showing those skills. Though you are a UX, that means you would be able to interact with UX team in a better way. But PM is responsible for other. He's responsible for other areas also.
I mean, I was little confused. Say, suppose if we are talking about any app that we use, say, suppose Uber, okay.
Yeah.
So technical part is something technical PM would be focusing upon how this will be developed, how the APIs will
Uh,
integrate, how the devs and QAs will be working. But
I would
what will
like
be the
to.
role of non-tech PM in this particular part? Or
Yeah.
any other example which you can
Sure.
help, if not Uber?
Sure. Sure. So see, a lot of companies, they don't have, non-tech PM or tech PM. They don't have that that difference, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the companies like Amazon, you might find technical PM or normal PM, right? Product manager and technical product manager, right? So a technical product manager at Amazon he would mostly be working on Alexa, right? Where there's a lot of, interaction with the developer community required, right?
Correct.
You are basically exposing the Alexa platform to developers. So you need to understand what are the requirements of the developers, and technical PM would be able to better understand that. Right.
Right.
But in companies like, B2C, for example, Ola, Uber, or rather, Flipkart or Microsoft, you would not find, something called non-tech PM or tech PM. It is just PM.
Okay.
And tech PM, it's very limited. I mean, it's not available in, a lot of companies. There are not a lot of options available for a non-tech PM.
Okay.
You
So
need to
basically,
understand the tech part also. Mm-hmm.
okay. So basically, if a person has, like, I have some experience in product designing and UX research as well. So
Mm-hmm.
if that is one of the strong things, then it would help me as a part of non-tech. Apart from that, my BA role can help me with it in the non-tech PM. Otherwise, it will be a technical part that is mostly that plays a role.
Yes,
Is my understanding correct?
yes, that is correct. You need to show that you would be able to understand tech to some limit, or you would be able to learn that while you're on the job. So let's say your company might help you move to a product management role. Uh, you have to show that, you have to display that you are able to learn tech, you are able to interact with engineers.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks.
Mhm.
Hi Sanjit, I'm Shweta here.
Yes, Shweta.
I just wanted to understand this tech PM and data PM both comes under technical product manager roles, right?
Yeah, sort of. Mhm.
So can you just tell me what exactly makes a major difference between these two roles?
Sure. So see, tech PM is, he's responsible. He's in most of the companies. I'm not saying all the companies, but in most of the companies, responsible for APIs and platforms. And his interaction is more with engineering counterparts. But in data, when it comes to data PM, it is about making sure that you are leveraging the data. You are basically trying to monetize the data. You are capturing the right data, and your interaction is more with data science team. You would be responsible for data models, right? Data science models. Right? So
Okay.
there are like a lot of models available, right? If you Google, you would find like hundreds of models which are available. Now, which model is good for this specific business problem, right?
Okay.
You need to understand, which model is good. How would you update that model? Which data needs to be captured? Whether you are okay with the accuracy of this data, right? How good is your basically how good would be the prediction of this data model, right? You would own all of that.
So the technical product manager develops only the software products, you mean to say, and the data product managers work majorly on the data models and data products? Is
Yes,
that?
yes. In most of the roles, yes.
Okay, okay, cool. Thank you.
Saurabh, you have any question?
Yes, hi. You mentioned that, as a product manager, one can work on projects to showcase the skills. Because I'm currently a software development engineer 3 in my organization. And if I want to pivot to a product manager or a senior product manager role, I need something to show. I simply cannot just go and talk about stakeholder management and all these, even though I am aware those are the areas needed, the skills needed. But what is the best way to project my candidacy for those roles, as in like the pet projects? If something can be done, what could be those, like, for example?
Sure. So yeah, see, it is very easy to say that you can take up a pet project, work on it, and then showcase it, right? But
Mm-hmm.
unless you know the basics of product management, unless you get some direction, you won't be able to work on that pet project also, right? So first is you need to learn product management. And to showcase whether you could be a good product manager, you can take up a pet project, or which are available on a lot of freelancing websites, right? And then showcase it.
Because I work in the video domain, so I was thinking of, like how Netflix had launched its app, and you said it launched in 130 countries simultaneously. So we could think, what I could do is I could think about the features which go in and the UX part. So maybe along these lines, I was thinking, to build upon so that at least, it could serve me in good state, these skill sets.
So you have to understand that why those features are required and why they have to be built at this point in time. Why not later? Right.
Okay.
So it comes down to the prioritization, which was one of the points that I mentioned in the skill set of a PM.
Yes, correct. In fact, I was speaking to like the VP level of my organization. He said the same thing, because we have limited resources. We cannot go ahead with all the features that we want to implement. There has to be some prioritization. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So for freelancing sites, it would be there. So that is where we can get our hands dirty on a little bit of product development, right?
Again, like one person has to be convinced that you can build his product, right, on a freelancing website also.
Yeah. Yes, that is there.
So see, so I think maybe you can try some course, learn product management, and then probably take up a project, right?
Okay.
Credibility.
Yeah, even in my current organization, I can try doing the same with that course, and then try to do this product management work in my current organization itself, and so that perhaps I can get some experience on it.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.